Good. Questions for Coach Collins?
What kind of challenge are you looking at on Saturday? I mean, obviously it's a ranked team from FCS. What have you noticed on tape from them?
Well, I noticed that they've got the quarterback as well as the leading receiver, number 13. They went to high school together, so it's going to be a good time because they love each other. You can tell that from how much they have a connection with one another. They've also got another good player on the 18 on the outside, which has a pretty good size, and he's got really good hands. So it'll be a challenge for us, just like every single week is a challenge. So what we've been doing is just trying to prepare like we normally do each and every week, and I think that, that'll work out for them.
How does a coach prevent a letdown after 3 pretty difficult games?
You keep challenging them, all right? And then the expectation is the next week, all right, to go 1-0. So here we are again trying to go 1-0. And that's what they embrace. It's just, being able to come to practice on Tuesday as well as Wednesday, where we are today, and then just finish it off on Thursday as well. So it's not as hard as you think because with our 1-0 mentality, we can keep that mind frame going there.
Your guys have taken on some really talented receivers, Ford from West Virginia, Tillman from Tennessee, Crooms last week. How have you seen them, especially your corners, focus in on the tendencies that those guys have when you guys are studying them?
Yeah, it's been great. We enjoy going against the top tier competition each and every week. But like you said, you did mention a lot of good receivers, and I thought in which that we played well against those guys as well. And they rise up, because they know who they're facing. They know the person in which they're going against. At the same time, they look at them as another receiver. Because each and every time we go out there on defense, we got a one-on-one situation, and then we embrace that.
Marquez had to spend a lot of time in the last game on the sideline. He's a competitive guy, but what did you see from him while he had to be on the sideline, not in the game?
Well, he's a wily veteran. That's who Marquez is. So when he came out of the game, he was like a coach on the sideline. So he's seeing those tendencies in which that we talk about in the meetings, and he's able to get that over to the other guys as well. So it was really a help with him even being over there, just keeping guys focused and understanding what we worked on. Showing up in the game.
How proud does that make you as a coach to see a guy who had to wait a couple years to get on the field to really mature into that role where he can be another coach on the sideline?
It's awesome. We always talk about the process, and we've been lucky enough to have good depth with a lot of great talent, but guys fought each and every year as they're freshmen going to their sophomore year, to their junior year, all the way to the senior year. So we talk about the process, and I think guys buy into the process on understanding that it will be their time one day, as long as they continue to practice hard, play with a lot of toughness, give a lot of effort, and have a doggone attitude when they come to practice. So it's been good.
2 pick sixes in the first 3 games. Is that something you use to challenge the guys going forward?
We still challenge them to have complete games, all right? In which that's our goal, is to be a little bit better in the contested area, contested catches, and then taking those balls away. And I think that we did kind of show that a little bit. So we're continuing to improve in that arena or that area. So I'm very interested to see how it even finishes on out, because we will continue to go after the ball like we have been.
Can you talk to the guys about having a defensive touchdown in 4 of the last 5 games?
It's expected. Every one of our drills, we're going to always have a finish, all right? So we're always talking about after we even simulate individual interceptions to go finish with a touchdown. And I think it's been translating over the years. When we touch that ball, we expect to get to the end zone. And that's, again, just from going through practice, as we talked about the process again. Those things add up to them as they get younger to older. And that's why Quez was able to get to that end zone. MJ was able to get to the end zone, really because it's secondary nature, because we practice it that way.
What do you think is the most important component of all of that then, of all of that you practice and put into to try to create that touchdown?
Oh, shoot. The first phase, second phase, and then the contested catching phase. So you've got different components within a route in which that you have to be good at every single phase. And then once you do and have an opportunity to take the ball to the house or intercept the ball, first and foremost, intercept it and then get yourself to the touchdown area.
How much are defensive touchdowns, how much of it is luck versus preparation versus skill? Because if
it's luck, I love luck. All right, you know what I mean? But again, we practice ball drills a lot. All right, over the years you've seen us, get interceptions. All right, so we're gonna continue that based on how we practice, what we practice, and then also going back to your earlier question was that preparation, understanding what routes to kind of expect, what route concepts that should be going on based on what the opponent is showing us each week. But, again, if it's luck, I love luck. But, again, it's more about technique. It is about fighting that ball at the highest point and, again, being aggressive through that catch area or the reception area.
How's it been to watch Eric develop, going from a backup to Paris and DeMar to now winning ACC championship game MVP and continuing having a good season this year?
Well, it's been remarkable. I always talk to him about, a few years ago we put him in, and he was a different player as you talk about the process and things of that nature. But he's getting more relaxed, all right? You can see his confidence within the game. And again, he goes back and understands what's coming at him based on what we see from the opponent. But it's been amazing to see his maturation over the time going through the process when he was getting slight amount of reps when Hamlin was here. And he had an opportunity to learn through Hamlin as well. So those are all good tutors as you're a young student, and then now you're the veteran. Now he's got people who say he's also teaching the game too, which I think is very, very good and very, very key to the success and keep that thing rolling from years to come.
Eric,
One or two more, go ahead.
Eric came in when he played corner for y'all against Florida State and got he kind of worked his way to eventually being the full-time safety. But are there some guys that are we're not seeing start just yet that are kind of your tweeners that you're excited to kind of roll out there at some point to see what they have?
Absolutely. And those guys are going to get their chance. So and that's what they're working on right now is practicing the right way, finishing the right way, different things of that nature. But we're going to try to get the best guys on the field somehow, some way. That's our goal as coaches. To figure out how to get the best out there.
Who are some of those younger guys?
You got Khalil Anderson, you got Stephon Hall, you got Javon McIntyre, which has been doing very good. PJ has also been had great practices as well. And Gandy's been doing some unbelievable things as far as his smarts, which he brings to the table as a freshman. So I'm excited to hopefully get him on that field and be able to show some things that he can do as well. But those young guys right now are going to be really, really good players here.
Do you look at games like ones against Rhode Island as opportunities for these young guys to possibly get a chance to show what they can do?
As long as they practice hard. All right, so they got to have good reps in practice. They got to be able to show that they belong on the field. As soon as they can show that, put it all together on the field, then we have no problem. I don't care what game it is. Doesn't matter just Rhode Island. It's whomever we face based on how they practice and how they prepare for that game. So once that thing comes from meetings, preparation, and then they can show that on the field, they can get in any game.
Anything final?
We've seen PJ make some plays on special teams this year. Is that an avenue to start leaking into more playing time in the cornerback room as well?
Yeah, he shows great ability to make plays. So it does help out. Because some people just have it. And he's one of those guys I think there's a spark plug every single day. He shows the ability to make plays on special teams. So when he gets out there in a lot of role there, he'll be able to make those plays in the game as well at safety position too.